Hello, and welcome back to Rewatching Some Movies, a podcast where three friends break down movies that mean something to them. This week we're doing a Christmas movie. My name is Tim, and Christmas is fine. I'm neutral towards Christmas.
My name's Adele, and I'm in my Scrooge era.
My name is Marcin, and I hate Christmas!
So a lot of positive vibes over here about
Absolutely.
Christmas.
I'm so glad. I was like, hey, we're doing a Christmas movie, right? You guys are cool with that? I really, for a split second, wanted you to be like, and my name is Marcin, and I've never seen Christmas.
Where are you, Christmas?
Oh, guys, I forgot how to podcast. I forgot how to talk. I had to hit record like 5 different times for it to even work.
But we're here now.
Yes, we are.
I forgot.
Merry Christmas. Is this coming out on Christmas?
You wanted to?
Yeah.
Probably the week of.
That's a Wednesday. No, Thursday.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Christmas Eve or the Monday before.
Yeah, Monday before, because who's going to like wake up on Christmas and go like, my favorite podcast, that's the one.
Hey, man, some people, that might be the present under the tree they were looking
Honestly.
for.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. There's a gun under the tree.
Yes, for Christmas, I got you this podcast. It's not because I can't afford gifts for anyone. It's because I love you.
Have you seen Malcolm in the Middle, the episode where it's Christmas, but none of them can afford to actually buy gifts? So they all have to do DIY stuff. And Hal makes a gift, like his gifts all like toothpicks and little like actual like stuff that a kid would make. And then all of his kids make like clocks and like really cool shit. And so he's like ashamed of his gifts. He's like,
Like, no lie, though, my family, we're doing a few rounds of Secret Santa this year for Christmas because there's too many of us to have to get a gift for everyone. So we're doing 3 rounds of Secret Santa, and 1 round is like a homemade gift round to kind of alleviate some spending stress on everyone. So, and my nephew is like, oh, that's fine with me if you guys want a pet rock with googly eyes on it. And I'm like, honestly, dude, I would display that thing with pride.
I still have a rock that my friend painted green and orange. I still have it. He gave it to me like 10 years ago. It's right there.
Hell yeah. It's a
Nice
great
rock.
gift. So I guess before we jump into our creative corner, that my advice this year is, make gifts. Make one handmade gift for somebody is worth so much more than some garbage you're going to buy at a fucking store.
And you know what counts? Baked goods. Everybody loves baked goods.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
Yeah.
I will tell everyone every day for the rest of my life, even on my birthday, please don't get me a gift. Please don't buy a gift. I don't want that stress on my shoulders. Like you in this day and age, in this economy, put money onto the table out of your wallet. Please don't do that. You can make me whatever you want.
You know what, though? I think that is like a good point to bring up. It's like a mutual social agreement. I did this with my roommate. We were roommates for like 10 years, and the first year we lived together for Christmas, I was like, hey, dude, Merry Christmas. Here's a $20 PlayStation card. And he's like, dude, that's awesome, man. Merry Christmas. I got you a $20 PlayStation. And we literally like handed each other the card and took the other one, and we were like, that's funny. And then the next year it happened again. And so by the 3rd year, we're like, what are we doing here? Like, we're just not going to get each other anything. Call it a wash, right? And like, I've told that story and multiple people will be like, hey, yes, let's just do that. Like, I wish you a merry whatever. You wish me a happy whatever. Let's just socially, mutually agree that this is the way now.
and then capitalism crumbles.
Yes. Yes. Are you ready?
Unless it's a small business, please support small businesses.
Absolutely.
I did buy some magic proxies for my cousin Shannon because she makes like magic proxy cards. Her dog passed away actually recently, so she made a memorial token magic that I ordered. They great stuff. So if you have artist friends, you can buy from them. That is honestly that would be an acceptable gift, to just buy something from their craft and from their table.
100%.
Essentially killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's a gift that you're buying their art and then you're giving their art to somebody else.
Hell
it's a
yeah.
2-way gift.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, gang, speaking of gifts, We have the gift of the creative corner. So for this magical holiday creative corner, please bring us in Santa Claus. Oh, creative corner. Doodly doo.
Can I sit on your lap, Santa?
I'm already there.
Stop the podcast.
I had to close my eyes because I just wanted to imagine what Santa looked like. Santa!
Great. Santa, I have so many questions for you, but we'll ask that after.
Can I just get an end to capitalism? Just take everything else out of my list, and that's all I need.
You would think Santa of all people would be down with it. That way he just gets to make and control.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to think about the fact that Santa's most likely a capitalist.
He also doesn't care about copyright law, so anyway. So we're going to do a little Christmassy creative corner. Who would like to go first for this Christmassy creative corner? Marcin is jingling his Santa hat.
Yes.
And he has reindeer antlers on. Twitching.
This guy loves Christmas.
Fucking loves Christmas, dude. He called me and he's like, "We're recording a Christmas movie episode podcast today." I was like, "Yes."
As a person who grew up in the United States, at one point or another, you do actively love Christmas. I think it's just as a kid because you're expecting gifts that there's a bit of a magic there. And I do like there's an infamous conversation me and Adele had once about Christmas and how we were going to like bring the magic to our like future children if we ever had any. I completely disagree with that guy because I was going to be like, I'll lie to my children and tell them about Santa Claus and how magical it is. And it's no, as the years.
I was very anti-lying.
Yeah, honestly. And you know what? Fair. Fair. Here's your prize. Doesn't lie to children. Put that little button, the patch on your shirt.
My only account.
Yeah.
I don't lie to kids. It's free.
It's free not to lie to kids, but I definitely.
It's also free to stay away from them.
Yes. Yes. Some people need to earn that patch. But we all had our fair share of Christmas specials, like especially the cartoons, like Kids Next Door, Billy and Mandy. Even though I didn't like the show, like their TV specials always went hard. They had a great Christmas special, and I was really trying to think about what Christmas special to this day that I still kind of go back to, and I really like. Honestly, a lot of them have just kind of sunk under the waves for me. And the only two Christmas specials that I would watch like year round was The Grinch, which we did last year, and Muppet's Christmas Carol. So I kept thinking about it and I kept thinking about it. And I realized the one thing I do go back to every single year since I've discovered it, it's the Grinch song Uncensored that I showed you guys last year.
Oh my God.
I go back there every fucking year. It makes me smile every single time. Anyone who's not aware, there's this YouTube channel called Wizards with Guns. They have like, what's his fucking, Joel Haver, I think his name is. He's an animator on YouTube.
This animation style is like, is it like a road?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Me and Nate actually looked at the animating tutorial video he did. He's a really great dude. He does not want to gatekeep. He shows everybody how to do his like animation, and just really great, very funny dude. And the song is the Grinch song Uncensored is brutal, and it's just the Grinch listening to the uncensored version of the song, this new song about the Grinch, and it's so fucking funny. I watch it every year. Please, I beg anyone who is sitting here listen. It's only like a few minutes long. Go listen to it. It's so funny. Just the lyrics of the video. He's like, "Oh, put on that new song. The one they sing about me." He's like, "I don't think you're gonna like it." He's like, "Come on, put it on. Put it on." It's like, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. That's me. You're a fugly piece of shit." What? You bring bendy straws to bathrooms because you love to slurp down piss. Wait. No, I don't.
No.
I love the Grinch.
It makes me laugh every fucking time. I love it. So that is the one I go back to every single year in my adult life. As I go back and I listen to that song, me and Eddie will just like sit there and be like, "You're poor." But the one that I was in bed last night with Nick, and it was just dead silent. Neither of us could sleep, and it just in my head, I blurted it out, just like, "I cannot stress enough just how much you love to suck down pee, Mr. Grinch." Please go listen to that song. That is my favorite Christmas that I go back to every fucking year. I found it like 3 years ago. Jen sent it to me, and I was crying laughing when we were watching. It was so fucking funny.
I am probably gonna watch that as soon as I get recorded.
Yeah,
holy
same.
shit!
It's so good. I think it's their most popular video too.
Oh fuck! Yes, very good Christmassy creative corner.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Tim's turn.
oh, okay. Well, I guess that answers my question of Adele. Would you like to go next? And the answer is no.
Turn.
So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff I remember from like when I was a kid, especially if you're talking like TV shows and stuff like that had Christmas episodes. I'm a little bit older, so like me personally, when I think of like old school Christmas movies when I was growing up, like yeah, the classics like Home Alone and A Christmas Story. But dude, if I had my way, we would be talking about Ernest Saves Christmas right now, because that was like one of my favorite like Christmas movies growing up. But I was trying to think back on little Timmy Blaze running around on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, and I remember distinctly my brother getting a book one Christmas, and this was so weird, but I mean, I guess they just kind of did this at the time, but this book was basically the Christmas episode of The Simpsons where they get their dog, who is named Santa's Little Helper.
Isn't that the first episode?
It probably, yeah. And they made it into like a book. And I mean, the book basically reads like the episode did. And I mean, the classic Christmas story of Homer was expecting a Christmas bonus and it didn't happen. And he didn't know how he was going to make Christmas happen for the kids. And that's how they end up getting their dog, Greyhound. And he lost one too many times and the guy just got rid of him. So that's been like canonically how they got their dog, Santa's Little Helper, from like the beginning. So yeah, it was just like a hardcover, like basically picture book, like it was almost like a comic book. I don't know. But it was like a hardcover book of that Christmas episode of The Simpsons. And it was just something I distinctly remember, like every kind of year around Christmas, like cracking that bad boy open and reading that. And I don't know, just talking about like Adele and I yesterday were talking about like old Christmas traditions. And back when my grandparents were around, that was, part of it. And I remember being at both my grandparents' house reading that book. So yeah, that was probably like early mid-90s, if I need to put a date on it. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting at the time being like, wait a minute, this is a cartoon, but in a book.
Are you a Simpsons guy?
I was growing up, because it was kind of around that time. And then like most people around like season 6 or 7, I kind of been like, oh, The Simpsons used to be good. And then they fell off.
I watched I could probably name you like 3 episodes of The Simpsons that I've seen. And it's wild because it's such a pop cult. Like, I don't watch The Simpsons, but I say Simpsons references on a daily, kind of like Old Man Yells at Cloud and stuff like that. So I just find that very funny that The Simpsons was your Polar Express book, essentially.
Yeah. It kind of was. And I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a recent episode of The Simpsons. We did watch the Treehouse of Horror around Halloween.
Yeah.
One of them anyway. But even though it's like I don't really watch it anymore, I don't really keep up on it anymore, like it's still fun to just pull these like deep cut Simpsons references from like 20 years ago with former guest of the podcast, David, last name redacted. Like, he was a big Simpsons head back in the day, too, so, yeah. But, like most things, you kind of, you grow up and you're like, not really my thing.
But still, it's still a fun tradition that you had for yourself, especially just having a good book in general. Like that feeling of like, especially if you're playing music and just like opening it up, and that's nice. That's a little moment you give to yourself instead of just like having to stare at a screen. So,
they did a really good job on it. Like, there's a part where Homer's standing in front of the house after finding out he's not going to get like a Christmas bonus. And he's like looking at the house, and then he just like drops his head in shame. And like just the way they did in the book, I'm like, they did a great job.
Was there a name of that book?
It might have just been like the Simpsons Christmas book special. I don't know.
I'm surprised it was at both of your grandparents' house.
Well, we had it, so we would just bring it with us.
Oh, I thought it was like a coffee table staple.
Coffee table staple books. Was it called the Simpsons Xmas book?
I am looking at it right now, and yes,
I just wanted to see it as a visual.
Yep. I can go grab it on eBay for $5 if I wanted to.
Isn't that just a sweet picture?
Yeah. There's also another classic Simpsons episode where Bart gets caught stealing at the mall, and then they try to go back there to get like family pictures, and because he's like banned from the mall for stealing, they like kick him out, and it's like a whole thing, and then he sneaks back to the mall to like get a photo taken to like make the family photo right again. I don't know, like Simpsons, like back in the day, like it had a lot of heart, man.
Honestly, I think it goes ebbs and flows. I think like there is a good 10 seasons where it was kind of just going with the motions, but you've been on TV for like 30 seasons. I've also been told that The Simpsons is seeing a bit of a revival in the last couple seasons.
Yep. I was gonna say every now and again you'll hear people be like, nope, hey, it's good again. It's good again. Huh? It's good again. So yeah, classic Simpsons reference.
The Simpsons. Let's smell you later.
Go. Don't have a cow, man.
Eat my ass. That's what he said. That's what he said, right?
I wasn't allowed to watch that show, but I think that's not.
Now you know why you weren't allowed to watch that show. So, all right. Well, that just leaves one person left for this.
Creative Corner. My Creative Corner is, honestly, it's just how creative the Catholic Church is for stealing pagan traditions for Christmas. So I just wrote down some things, a couple things about Jesus. Listen, let me just gather my thoughts here. But so I have had a really hard time connecting with Christmas over the last, 5 years or so for a lot of reasons. But I just feel as if it's kind of losing its sparkle for me personally. So I, being pagan, trying to lean more into the Yule traditions, which is all Christmas stuff. But I just thought I think this is not a good creative order.
No. I like it. I'm on board with it 100%.
Okay, cool. Because like, as far as like Santa in general was originally based off of Odin and his flying 8-legged horse, and like leaving cookies for Santa is essentially leaving offerings for an entity. So my creative corner is essentially just tell Christians like, hey, you're practicing witchcraft without realizing it. So maybe look into your shit and not demonize it so much. Because at the end of the day, this time of year is really hard for a lot of people. And I think regardless of what you're celebrating, being it Christmas, Yule, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever it is, I think at the core of humanity, this is a time to celebrate with people that you love, because we're about to get into the real nitty-gritty of the year with the seasonal sads and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I think this time of year really needs to be focusing on reminding each other how much we love each other and how much we cherish each other. And it doesn't have to be with gifts. It doesn't have to be with these secular traditions. It can just be with like hanging out with friends, hanging out with family, making food together. And I think that ultimately is the reason for the season. I don't care what your signs in your yard say. The reason for the season is to remind each other that we love each other. So when we get into the really hard parts of the winter, we can hold on to that and have that energy with us until spring comes. So that's my creative corner, is to just kind of keep that in mind. I feel like Christmas has kind of been blown up into something that is just about spending money, going into debt, and it's really lost its magic for me personally. So I think if that's where you are, maybe think of it from that perspective. And I'm sorry that I'm ending the creative corner on a little bit of a lower note, but I just feel like that should be something that...
But simultaneously, though, it's not, right? Like, I think you're 100% right that this time should be about, hey, yeah, we're getting together because it's the holidays, but also, like, let's check in on each other. How we doing? Like, Adele and I, in the last couple of days, have joked so much about how our seasonal depression is, like, hit so hard, and we're like, it's not even winter yet.
No.
It's technically, like, winter hasn't even started.
Yep.
And but the seasonal depression has. So this is a good time. The one takeaway I have from the pandemic was everyone's like want and ability to connect via either Discord or Zoom, whatever. Dude, I was doing like Jackbox party pack nights with like bunch of friends and comedians, like shit like that. It was kind of the perfect excuse for everyone to like log in together and fucking just chat and hang out and be able to just kind of forget about all the garbage going on out there. And I think that this is something we should kind of hold on to around this year, every year, that it's like, hey man, like this is a rough time for everybody. Let's just all make sure we're checking in on each other. Virtual hangouts are always, I don't know. I think virtual hangouts are always fun. Yeah. I personally love playing video games with my friends. Stuff like that is like, yeah, it doesn't need to be like, yes, let's get together and give each other gifts and make sure we buy each other at least $25 worth of, you know, like it should just be like, hey man, you're here. I'm here. Listen, everybody's goal right now is survive. So Absolutely. Let's just make sure we're all surviving.
I mean, that was something I was going to bring up later at this very episode, because there's a point where everyone's like talking about how great Christmas is, and I was going to ask, like, I don't think I've ever felt that. Like, I don't get that magical feeling of the magic that's in the air because of how Christmas has been treated. And just now, in this episode, hearing that Odin is the stand-in for Santa Claus, and he had 8, whatever the fuck, and we're leaving offerings for that, blows me away the way that when you explained a mystery that was puzzling me since I was a child about Easter and where the fucking bunnies came from and all that jazz. Yep. The fact that like there's a practice of paganism, like even with the fucking tree, that comes in every single year, and we don't even want to acknowledge it is crazy. Like my mom, who's uber Christian, and my dad Catholic, would constantly do like the power of three, what once was lost returns to me whenever she lost anything. And it's like, that is, man, like you're just like taking shit and then pretending like you're fine and it's okay when you do it, quote unquote. So just like a level of stealing, and I know we call it appropriation, but like it's just another form of colonialism, of just like taking from a culture. So I think acknowledging that is very important too.
And I watching the Muppet's Christmas Carol, I've always loved this movie. It's a staple from my childhood. But watching it as an adult in my current lens and like hearing all the magic of Christmas and all this stuff, and it's like I can't help but be like a little frustrated towards it, because it's like all the other days of the year, Christians are like, magic isn't real, magic is of the devil, magic is bad, da 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 da, until it's Christmas, and all of a sudden, oh, the magic is in the air, and oh, it's such a magical time of year, and it's like, hey, babe, it's magical all year round, and you can just sit down. Like it's a very frustrating time of year for me specifically, for many reasons, and that's just one of them. But I feel like I don't know. It's been a little hijacked, and I'm a little bitter. And Merry Christmas.
No,
Well, and I think acknowledging that these are pagan rituals that are repackaged as Christmas traditions, I think we should be pointing that out more. I think if people did have a better understanding of where these traditions originated, it's like, okay, one, it's all pagan, dude. It's all pagan.
And you have to ask yourself, why are they, if paganism is so bad, why are they holding on to these traditions so hard and trying to market them as their own?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's questions we got to be asking ourselves. And it's not saying the traditions are bad. You should be doing whatever you need to do to feel good this time of year. But I think you need to also kind of question their origins and see exactly what you're practicing. Because on the other side of the coin, if you don't want to be practicing magic, and if you're a hardcore Christian that's against that shit, maybe you should also looking into it for that purpose as well.
Yeah.
We got to be more mindful about what we're doing, kids.
Exactly. I mean, especially because, like, I know I just, like, kind of glazed over it a little bit, but ever since I was a kid, I was wondering, like, every Easter when we're hiding these fucking eggs, like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like,
what does this have to do?
What does this have to do with a bunny? Bunnies don't lay eggs. Like, I'm a kid. Like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, just keep doing it. It's like, what is this?
But this is about Jesus's rebirth. What do eggs have to do with birth?
Why is this giant bunny staring at me from across the bushes? Tell me. And so to understand that finally as an adult, and to know that the conversation was just, oh, we didn't want to talk about the thing that we stole because we stole it, is very important, and just goes a long way with cutting through the bullshit of all these lies being told.
Yep, like Jesus was actually born in September. We're both September babies.
Wake me up when September ends. That's the song I want to sing on Christmas, on Easter.
That's the real Christmas Carol.
I don't mean to be a curmudgeon.
No, be a curmudgeon.
I don't think it is.
We're all curmudgeons for reasons, valid reasons.
I'm like I'm in my Scrooge era. I'm sorry about it.
That's Scrooge. He apologizes at the end.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's true. All right. Well,
gang,
that's it.
Great creative corners all around. Are we ready to jump into this? The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Actually, absolutely I am.
Hell yeah. We got a synopsis, Marcin.
The Muppets put their spin on the taste of an elder, Christmas-hating miser who is visited by spirits who foretell his future and share secrets from his past and present, which helps change his view on life.
That's right. So it's the Muppets Christmas Carol, y'all. Muppets Christmas Carol came out in 1992.
Before me.
Yep, sorry. Produced and directed by Brian Henson, and this was his feature directorial debut. So this is the first Muppets movie after the passing of Jim Henson.
Yeah, that was what I saw in the beginning when it was in memory of Jim Henson. Who was the other guy? It said Jim Henson and someone else.
Shit, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Muppets Christmas Carol. The thing with this movie, and I read something about it, but I just need to get this out of the way from the jump. The Muppet Christmas Carol has some of the fucking best acting through Michael Caine I have ever seen in my life. And this was a choice. Michael Caine decided, I am going to play this role straight as an arrow. I am not going to even acknowledge the fact that there are Muppets around me 99% of the time. And he's like, it's not going to be a little like wink to the camera. It's not going to be, he's like, I am playing this as if I am performing for the Queen.
There's a famous Tumblr post where someone was quoting Michael Caine, quoting, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to play this as serious as a car crash.
It's so good, though.
Amazing. It is so good. Dude, one of my first notes I wrote, and I know, like, you know, how time works. I'm aware. Dude, Michael Caine looks so fucking young in this movie.
Oh, yeah. He's a young man.
And he's supposed to be like this old dude, and I'm like, I could have gone to high school with this guy.
I looked it up last night because I was interested, and apparently Scrooge in the books is supposed to be in his mid-50s. And in my mind, he was always in his 70s.
Right, because of the way he's depicted. He looks like an old man in their 70s.
Like a crotchety old dude.
Right.
Isn't he like dying slowly of some sort of disease, or did I just make that up? Like he's ill of some sort.
He does have a pretty severe case of humbuggery.
He's got that humbug.
He got bit by the humbug.
I swear I can.
One of my first notes is, "Where's the black spot scene?" Which is from Puppet Treasure.
Oh. I was like, what are you talking about? Jim Henson and Richard Hunt. Okay. In loving memory of Jim Henson and Richard Hunt. How did you guys watch this film?
On the TV.
Ah, interesting. I've gotten rid of my Disney Plus a long time ago. So I was having a hard time trying to, track this sucker down. But what I ended up actually doing was going on to the our good friend Internet Archive, and someone had a VHS rip of it from 1993.
Interesting.
So we watched a VHS rip of the movie.
If I read correctly, I believe there was a song that was cut out from that version that was in the version that we watched, Adele
Really?
and I.
What song?
I heard that the song from Christmas Past, when the woman is singing.
Oh my God. Literally in my notes, I was like, I have absolutely no memory of this song.
Yeah.
We're jumping ahead a little. So during the scene where it is Christmas Past, and Ebenezer even says like, "Oh, don't show me this," and it's his woman pretty much being like, "You don't love me."
You don't love me.
Is there a song at all during that?
Yeah, and the reason I know that one verbatim is because I made a joke about like that's the song I sing every time Nick says they won't eat my ass. Love is gone.
What a cold way to break up with somebody. Just start singing. Every time they go to like touch you, you just bust out.
I did, yeah, that was actually in my notes.
That's funny. Well, we can circle back to that part, but I do want to say another one of my first notes is that first song is such a happy song about a Scrooge.
Yeah.
It is like the happiest, like, this guy sucks and he's totally a Scrooge.
Here comes Mr. Humbug. Here comes Mr. I don't know.
I actually have the lyrics up for that song specifically. Because that was a lot. I don't know how you guys were about the songs in here. A lot of them just like don't remember, don't like they don't really. I'd never really vibed with them. There's one song in this movie that I'm like, that's the one I remember. But this is the other one where it's like, there goes Mr. Humbug, there goes Mr. Grimm. If they gave a prize for being mean, the winner would be him. And I love that. I love the idea of me walking through the streets and a bunch of Muppets are like singing a fucking sassy song about me. So I wrote, so imagine, Tim, you're walking outside and just a bunch of Muppets start going, there goes Mr. Timmy, there goes Mr. Blaze. If they gave a prize for being high, he'd be in first place.
Oh, that's
I
cute.
would fucking love that.
All right, what about this one? There goes Mrs. Wiccan, there goes Mrs. Ah! If they gave a prize for being pissed, she'd be put on the cross. I wrote that one very fast, so
Not a Wiccan? I don't claim that.
it was the only thing I could rhyme well with. And then I didn't end up using the rhyme. I was like, I'll keep Wiccan.
Oh, fuck, man. I did write a note about how, like, when they had the opening credits, I really liked how it was a miniature town, and then it, like, transitions into the regular life-size people. And just watching this movie in general, you really like, how did they do that? Like, how did they do this? How did they do that? Because it's all like puppets. And I know there's a scene where like it's just freestanding Kermit with Tiny Tim on his back and they're both talking and you see his feet and there's like, no, like, how did they do it?
There's a lot of filmmaking magic with this movie. There really is, because there's a lot of like crane shots moving through things, and they hide the cuts so well where it just feels like you're still moving. Like that miniature city, like it makes the world feel so massive. This is going to go in a different direction, so I'll try to steer it away. But in the movie Fan4stick, the fucking Fantastic Four film from 2015, I remember my biggest complaint is that the world felt so small because all of the scenes and the shots were in like houses, like in a forest, they're in a facility. And I remember not liking that because it felt so claustrophobic. But with here, these giant miniatures and these giant set pieces make the world feel so huge and explosive. So I completely agree. Just the way that everything is just shot and made to look like magic, even though, like with Marley and Marley, they're just like the way they just like move the opacity 50% and put them on a green screen. But it feels so real. It looks so good.
Yeah, I think especially when you're talking about Jim Henson and Muppets and all this stuff, like everything is so practical. They're not just relying on like, we got a special effects guy that's going to make Kermit's little leggy things go all, everything is so practical and in camera that they have. I mean, dude, just the fact that this is a Muppet movie where you're one of your main characters is a human being. Just think about the logistics of that man walking across a room with multiple Muppets. You know what I mean? Like, just that aspect of it, there's probably very specific walkway. There's a very, there's so much going on that they have to account for that it's like, yeah, of course we can find some kind of practical way to make Kermit walk or do this or whatever. So, I mean, like, if ever the company to do it, that's the one.
Right.
That being said, anytime you see a Muppet full body, either walking or riding a bike or something, it, to me personally, is so fucking I every time I see it, I'm just like,
Their little feet flopping around.
There's a part where they're skiing, and it's like, it is jarring. It is, you stare at it and like, oh God, you're not supposed to see that.
There's multiple scenes where they're like walking through the crowd and there's all these Muppets everywhere. And I think there was a little quick clip of a Muppet puppeting. So it's a puppet with a puppet. But like, I just want to be on the set during those scenes and see like all these puppeteers like underneath the set trying to do it all. I wish I had a time machine.
Well, I mean, there's also the I'm not sure if you know the famous story about during one of the Muppets movie, Danny Trejo was on set. And his mother had just passed away, and everybody was like saying like, "Hey, I'm sorry about your mom. I'm sorry about your mom." But the one person that broke him about that was like Kermit, like as a puppet, like said like, "Hey, I'm sorry about your mom," and he just broke and started crying and holding on to Kermit.
Oh my God.
Well, and I think too there was like a level of like, he wanted to make sure they got the scene. He didn't want, he wanted to be very professional and make sure he did everything he needed to do. But it was like kind of those moments when it was done and over and it was just kind of him and Kermit.
Oh.
I think that's something about the Muppets that makes me very much attached to them. Like I have season 1 DVD of the Muppets from like the 70s because they're so good at their jobs as puppeteers that they do make the actors feel like they are real things and that they are real people that you can talk to. And I think that makes it so much more easier to get invested into the film because of the way that the puppets are just like real people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was thinking about that when we were watching it last night. And there's that scene where they're in Scrooge's office when they have all the little rats working for them. And it's like, I just want to know like how they did all that because they're so little and there's such a confined space to have all of them. Like how many people are puppeting these tiny little rats to the point where like, it's so, you don't even think about it as a kid because they do it so well.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, it's almost, I don't know.
it's an insane amount of talent, and it depends on how ambitious you get, because I'm not sure, did you ever watch Alf, anyone? Alf was a nightmare to work on because I forget who the person who invented Alf, but he had very specific demands for the show, and he had like an empty bottom, like a basement under the stage, so that Alf looked like he was moving to the audience. He wanted the audience to think that this was a real thing and not a puppet. So there's so much intricacy and puppeteers underneath it. It's one of the reasons Alf never made a comeback, is because he was so ambitious with making sure people thought that this wasn't a puppet. So there's a lot of intricacies that go into puppet making. And as someone who's been doing a lot of research about puppet making and puppeteering, it's so much harder than anyone realizes. It's crazy.
And like with that Elf, like wanting it for the studio audience to try and believe it, like in the Muppets, like you can tell they cut off like the legs all the time to avoid that. So like I don't even know how they would have done it in Elf to get away with it.
It's just so much
Puppetry.
It is.
I mean, honestly, like that's the real magic of this movie, is like the kind of like puppetry of it. And I think I even read too at one point they were gonna make this kind of more of a spoof parody, more like kind of silly, goofy Muppets. But it got to a point where they're like, I think we just need to like straight up tell the story.
Yeah.
And just so happened to do it with Muppets.
And they were still silly, goofy in ways. It just didn't like take away from the overall story.
Exactly. Yeah.
If anything, it just added to it. And this was one of my questions I was going to ask to you. I think I've asked you guys this question before. I think I know Adele's answer. Favorite Muppet?
Oh,
wow.
Favorite Muppet? Oh, easy. Easy.
I knew
Miss
it, yeah.
Piggy. I love Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
I literally, that's my first note. It says, I'll say it. I love Miss Piggy. She wasn't even on screen. I just wrote it down.
There's in Muppets Take Manhattan, there's a scene where Miss Piggy is supposed to be like chasing someone on roller skates, and she's like in the background of the shot coming through, but it's just a human wearing like a Miss Piggy costume, like fucking running at you skating. And I remember seeing that scaring the fuck out of me. Miss Piggy just running at me. She's an icon.
I love her. There's this old Muppet, I don't know if it was a movie, but they were telling like old grim fairy tales, and they were telling the story of the three little pigs, and she was one of the pigs, obviously. And then there's this song that she sings. She's like, show me some respect, not just because I'm pretty. Show me some respect, not just because I'm smart and witty. And I'm like, yeah, pop off.
There she goes.
Dang. I don't know if I have like a specific like overall favorite Muppet. I definitely think in this movie specifically, I think Gonzo as Charles Dickens fucking nailed it. Like the Gonzo and Rizzo kind of like buddy the buddy cop situation. Like, yeah. I really dug that. You know, I did watch Muppet. Weirdly enough, like, dude, I remember being a kid and watching like the OG, like, it's the Muppet Show. Like that old like Muppet Show. And you know, growing up, like I was super into like Muppet Babies.
Nice.
You know, it never really quite on my radar when I was a kid, but it was when they did like one of the revivals. I think it was the one where like Kermit was like the showrunner for Miss Piggy's late night talk show. And there was like a whole runner with like Fozzie Bear, and you know, he's a comedian. And I remember I was hosting bar trivia at the time, and there was an episode where Fozzie was dating this woman. And he's like, dude, she's perfect. She's everything. She's this, that, and the other. And then somebody accuses her of cheating at bar trivia. And they're just like, I knew there was something. And I don't know. That shit just cracked me up. So, like, I don't know. Recently, I would say probably Fozzie Bear is one of my faves.
I don't think he was in Christmas Carol
enough. No.
I agree. He should have been in so much more.
I thought he was going to... When I first saw the film, I as a kid, I thought he was going to be Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. I thought that was where it was coming. Yeah. I maybe this is just a stereotype that when I thought your favorite Muppet was going to be Fozzie Bear because he is the comedian, and that was just kind of like in my head. I was like, stop it. But just the waka waka is so funny to me.
And then the Christmas Carol, the Muppet Christmas Carol, had a very quick non-speaking cameo from Ralph. Is that the dog's name? He was on piano at Fox.
That's right. The Animal and the whole like band thing. That's Adrian's favorite fucking Muppet is Animal. So
I get that. I get that too. But I think Ralph for a long time, he was always playing piano for some reason.
Love the piano. My first Muppet movie I ever saw was Muppets in Space or something, like Muppets Outer Space or whatever that was. So, and Gonzo's that's a whole Gonzo movie. So I think Gonzo was just like, oh, Gonzo feels like he's an outsider and he's from space and no one understands him and he doesn't know what he is. I was like, for some reason, I'm identifying with this one.
I also
I also mow the lawn in the middle of the night.
My favorite to this day will always be Muppet Treasure Island, hands down.
I mean, the same way that Michael Caine played this in like a serious way to play off of the Muppets. Everyone says Tim Curry in Muppets Treasure Island is basically playing it like he is a Muppet. He is just in that world of Muppets, and he is also a Muppet.
Yes.
I hate to say this, guys. I haven't seen Muppet Treasure Island. I
love my life.
I just heard Adele's jaw pop.
Well, we have to watch it at some
I'm down.
point.
I'm 100% down.
Digging up them holes, yeah.
With me and Muppets, like I said, I remember the Muppet Show. I was into Muppet Babies. And then I kind of fell off after that. I didn't really do these movies. Like a Muppet Christmas Carol, I've seen, I think that was like my third time watching it.
Damn.
So I haven't really watched these as much as like some of the other Muppet stuff, but
we're going to change that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Dell's like, I can fix that.
That's another movie we got to have two.
But do you guys have more notes of pre-Ghost?
No, the town is charming as hell. I love it.
Yeah.
As we get further into the ghost things, did I notice? In this world, it's so weird for me when you have these worlds where like it's humans and, you know what I mean? Like, so like your BoJack Horseman kind of situations or this where it's like some people are humans, some people are Muppets. It's just life. I swear in one part, so at the beginning, I believe we see a Muppet chicken.
Yeah.
And then I think later on in the movie, we see like an actual chicken.
Yes. We do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is like, what are there certain things in this world like chickens where it's like chickens exist and Muppet chickens exist?
Maybe.
Is it just because Muppets are sometimes also animals that a Muppet chicken exists? Like, I don't know. I'm reading way too much into this world, but I just thought it was so weird seeing a Muppet chicken and then a chicken.
Yeah. I had a similar thought when we were watching it last night where it was like there's a scene where Rizzo gets chased by a cat and it's a Muppet cat, but it's not like, it doesn't speak. It's just like a cat that's a Muppet. So like how come some Muppet animals have like autonomy and can speak and others are just animals that are also Muppets?
It's the goofy variable.
Ah, yes.
I think these are just the deep thoughts of two very stoned adults watching a Muppet movie last night.
That's how you have to play these things, though. You have to be invested in this world. You have to understand what the rules around here are, because there's that whole scene where he is being chased by the cat, but then there's also the other scene where they're playing with the grapes. They're talking, right? The grapes are talking. And he's like, yeah, I've been told never to eat food that talks. There's something there.
There's some kind of underlying established rule for some of these people. Like, all right, son, you're going to see some fruit talks. You do not get talking fruit.
I'm sure there's a video essay on it about it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Before we get into the ghost, I just wanted to say there was a quote in the beginning part that, like, I don't know why it's such an earworm for me, but it's when they were looking through the window into, like, the office of Scrooge, and Gonzo just picks up Rizzo and wipes the window off with him, and he's like, thank you for being part of this. And I was like, that has been in my head for at least 30 years.
I found it. The fourth wall breaking, talking directly to the audience. It was very well done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Loved it.
That's
All right. Are we going to talk about the first ghost now?
sure.
This ghost is scary as fuck, dude. I'm glad I didn't watch this as a kid. It would have scared the shit out of me.
Marley and Marley?
No. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Not Marley and
that
Marley.
to me is the first ghost.
Technically, that I have a lot to say about the Ghost of Christmas Past, though. So
Yeah. I'll just cut that out.
and stick it.
So yeah, okay. Marley and Marley are going to be the first ghost.
Yes.
Okay. They're cool. I like them.
I did write a note because in the movie there are like, he lived in a house that was always dark and he was paranoid. He's checking all the rooms to make sure nobody was in there. And I'm like, I do that. I do both of those things. I keep my house dark, and when I'm home alone, I'm checking rooms. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like they villainize that.
It was dark because darkness was cheap,
Dark.
and he liked it. It's like, all right, out of context, understandable.
But I always liked Marley and Marley. There's I think Marcy and I were singing it.
Marley and Marley. Whoa! I actually quoted them right here. We're Marley and Marley. Whoa! That is an earworm that has stuck with me forever. Sometimes I'm like, we're Marley and Marley. Whoa! That is actually my favorite depiction of Jacob Marley. They're two of the depictions, because Christmas Carol is timeless. We have so many versions of Christmas carols. One of my favorites is a TV musical version of Christmas Carol with Jason Alexander and Kelsey Grammer. It's a TV musical of, Link by Link. I love that movie. One of my favorite versions of Christmas Carol, but because it's so timeless, everyone has their own, versions of it. Matthew McConaughey had Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, which honestly was a decent movie. But the depiction of Marley in The Muppets is definitely my favorite. It is so funny, and the fact that they use what are their names? Like those two specific Muppets. Will they or won't they?
It's the two heckling Muppets.
Yeah,
I know. I did write in my notes, you got to be a real asshole to come back as a heckling ghost. Is that just...
Well, I know that in the book, his name is Jacob Marley, but in the show, because there's two of them, it was Jacob and Robert. So I don't know if one of their names is actually Robert, or if I don't know where they came up with Robert Marley.
Well, Robert
that's
short.
What?
Bob. Bob is short for Robert.
Yes.
Bob Marley. No? I mean, it's from 92.
We're Marley and Marley.
Oh my God, I would never have thought of that.
Their names are Stulter and Waldorf.
Dumb names.
That's like I was going to say, that's like Lord of the Rings names.
Yeah, they're real old man names.
But honestly, best version of the Marleys. And this is what I'm talking about with the magic of it. The way that when he walks up, I still think about the way that the doorknob changes into his face and then just goes, whoa!
Screw. And then when they're singing, the little lock boxes they're attached to are also singing along.
Yeah.
It's honestly such a good song. This is the only song I remember from this movie. All the other songs in this movie, I honestly don't give a shit about because I can't remember them like I do. What are you talking about? This girl singing a song about how much she's going to leave you. And every time you interrupt her, she's about to hit another chorus on you. But
so you just have to stand behind her.
Are you done yet?
Yeah.
I guess I should just
know.
If you're still singing.
But Marley and Marley, the way that the chains work, the way that they were his best friends. They're just heckling him the entire time. That makes me happy. But I love that song, and just the way that the opacity is literally just moved down to 50%, and they're just coming up from the staircase. Beautiful. That is the one scene I love, and I would probably go back and forth trying to rewatch that one.
Dude, hands down the catchiest song. The first time I saw this, I was like, okay, I see. all these songs are going to be bangers now. And then I was like, oh.
The rest are about Christmas? What the fuck?
When they were talking about how they're like, oh yeah, remember that one Christmas when we foreclosed all those children out of their houses, sitting there with their teddy bears. Ooh.
Their teddy bears had frostbite.
Yeah. My last note on this specific one was I came up with an idea of why this doesn't occur more often, and it's probably that billionaires started a paranormal squad to keep ghosts from haunting them. They probably invested so much money in paranormal sources to make sure that ghosts can't come back and haunt them and make them nice.
We'll just have to haunt them while we're alive.
Yes.
Should we go into the second?
Yeah, the second first. Yes.
The Ghost of Christmas Past.
I agree with you. This ghost is very creepy.
Now is the time where I say this is such a. I wrote in my notes, Ghost of Christmas Past is creepy as fuck, and not just because it is a child.
I feel like most Christmas Past ghosts are creepy, but this is like the cream of the crop creep about for this ghost. They're always a little bit creepy, the first ghost to me, but this one's like, I don't know. It's the little hand
that he like little grabs on. I think it's because there's a bit of an uncanny valley where at first, if you don't look at it, you can't tell if it's a Muppet or if an actual child. Because
I agree.
Muppeter Man. Classic.
But I think it is a Muppet. Like I think it's just a tiny head, and like you can see the mouth move a little bit. The way that they filmed that was they had a green screen in an aquarium, and they put the puppet in there to make it look all wavy and whatnot. That's when the filmmaking magic is so good in this film, and I honestly think this is my second depiction of a ghost where I'm like, this is the depiction for me of Christmas Ghost Past. It's creepy, it's disturbing, but it also depicts what it's trying to depict, which is of like, Christmas past, a baby, a child, the past. Childhood, especially for Scrooge. But if I had that version in every other Christmas Carol version, it would still be creepy. But I still like that version. This is my favorite version of the Ghost of Christmas Past.
I really like that detail about how they did it with the underwater. Yeah. Tim and I just watched a video the other day where it was talking about forced perspective in movies and how things in general are just kind of disappearing as far as those practices, and how we as people are losing that, and we should continue to at least try to do it where we can. I mean, you don't have to do it through the whole movie. CGI is always going to be here, but like, I don't know. There's something charming about practical effects.
Oh, incredibly so.
I know we've talked about it before, that The Onyx the Fortuitous. I fucking love that movie because of how many practical effects they use. And they still use CGI in some parts, but it's just to enhance things. It's not to replace things.
Exactly. Previous Creative Corner, Dave made a maze.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I do want to throw out there, since we're talking about like kind of the practical and all the behind the scenes kind of stuff, there is a 12-minute documentary that aired on ABC in December of 92 that was like a complete behind the scenes little mini doc. So
I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's only, it's like 15 minutes or so, but definitely if you are the type of person like, us that are intrigued by the puppets and the practicality of it all, there is a little bit of a BTS out there for you. So
if you watch this from like a filmmaker's perspective, there's so much stuff that you can just pick up just from watching it and seeing how they do it. Like as a kid watching this, you're like, oh my God, that's beautiful effects. And like they did it so, like how'd they do it? And then, as watching it a little bit older and you see them like grab on to Michael Caine and then just like fly through the air, and it's just them going like that. Clearly just someone dragging them across with a mouse.
God, speaking of that scene.
Yeah.
The rope was fully attached to his dick. Like there was nothing else it could have been attached to. Like he had to have felt it.
The love is gone.
I don't know if it was right before the Ghost of Christmas Past or right at the beginning, but I did write in my notes when Rizzo smooches Gonzo on the nose.
Yeah.
I fucking love that part.
Nick turned to me and be like, "That's something you would do. I'd be mad at you," and he would just go, "Mwah." Because at one point, Rizzo went, "Hoity-toity, Mr. Godlike Smarty Pants." I completely forgot about that line, but it's just fucking funny.
There was a line, it was when they were in the school and the professor was talking about like business. And I remember the exact quote, but then he goes, "It's the American way."
The American way.
Gonzo like whispers and he's like, "It's the British way." It's like,
it's the British way.
It's like, you knew.
I also quoted that one as well.
This is where I got to the point in my notes where I was like, this whole movie is just Ebenezer Scrooge just doing shadow work and realizing his traumas and healing and being happier for it. And it's like, he's a witch.
They also mention it as like, these are shadows of your past.
Yep.
So I was talking to Nick about this last night when I was doing my notes, and I was because it's not like Christmas centric in the way that it's like, oh, this is about, Santa, like this, blah, blah, blah. It's specifically about like rich people needing to grow the fuck up. Yeah. And that's kind of like, that's the only way that I'm looking at it through this lens, because it's so hard not to look at it through that lens of like, these rich motherfuckers need to work through the bullshit. But at the same, which is why I came up with why that's not happening. It's because the billionaires are just making their own forces. It's like, well, I will not be haunted. It's really hard because if you think about it, Scrooge is just a nice person who has been through some sort of like heartbreaks like over and over and over again. But the biggest heartbreak he had is that he just neglected somebody. And I think this is the only like Christmas Carol I've seen where like that was the only thing that went wrong in his life. I don't know if you've seen anything in the past. I think it was just like a girl broke his heart and then he just turned into a dickhead forever.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Did I miss something? Was there anything else?
I don't remember there being anything else, even in other movies, to be honest with you. I think it was always stemming from him losing his love.
I remember his sister and his mom died in like the musical. That's why I was like, okay, where's the family death? When's it coming?
Is it just the link that she left him on Christmas and that's why he hates Christmas and that's it?
I think so. I don't like that.
Muppet's Christmas Carol specifically.
Yeah. I do have a little like trivia thing here pulled up, and it does say that the song When Love Is Gone, which is sung by Scrooge's ex-fiancée Belle, was cut from the theatrical cut for being deemed too sad for children. The last-minute decision resulted in an extremely jarring edit where Scrooge and Rizzo's reaction seems disproportionate to what is shown.
She just left.
Yeah, she just walks away, and then Rizzo and Scrooge are both like in tears, like. It's like, dude, she just walked away.
She'll be back.
She'll go after her and be like, "Hey, look, sorry, let's get married."
She's going to the store. That was the other thing. It's like he's like, I don't have enough money, and she's like, I gotta go. Like, we gotta get married now.
Well, because she did mention, she's like, you've been using that excuse for. Years. I think he used it for a couple years, but
yeah,
getting dumped via song and then just having to stand there.
Bars. She's not gonna forget about it. It's gonna ruin Christmas forever for her.
Yeah,
and you know what? It did.
Personality.
Specifically that. Only that. That was the only thing that stopped it. I think that's the only thing that's kind of like, not, I wouldn't say ruined it for me, but it's the only thing where I'm sitting here like, really? There's nothing else? It was just that? I get it. I get it.
They do establish that he does have some weird disdain for Christmas because he just doesn't understand what the big deal is. I think his like kind of business driven mind is like, it's a day and it's a day we should be making money, but you're busy being with your family.
There's a lot of points in this movie where it was like, but it's Christmas. And like, it very much came off like, oh, it's such a rare occasion, but I feel like we just had Christmas like last week, you know? So I remember I wrote in my notes, I was like, I miss when Christmas like felt special. Like there was enough time in between where it was like, oh, it's Christmas time again. It feels like forever since Christmas time.
Right.
But now as an adult, it's like, we just fucking did this shit last week.
Maybe it might just because of how desensitized we have been, and we have just been like hit with like trauma over trauma after trauma after trauma, that like the idea of this one day being so special and nice that it's like, did you not just see what fucking happened? Did you not just see that? Like, I need some time. I can't just be like smiles right now. Can we look back over there real quick? Just like camera pans to like an explosion. It's like, yeah, this is what I've been dealing with. And like,
or on the other side of the coin, we just keep the Christmas energy all year round and we don't do terrible shit to each other.
Right.
It's just year-long energy going that way. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm trying to not be a Scrooge. I'm trying.
I will bring this point up in the next Ghost, because I have a very like specific. With the next one, I had a very like, I had a war within myself when I was like watching this movie, and it's weird because the Grinch and this movie have been like the like switch every other year to watch on Christmas type movie, and so this one is just interesting rewatching it, because I think the last time I watched this film was like 2020. I think like 5 years ago. So it's like a lot has happened and changed my perspective.
Right. It's a lifetime ago.
I love you, Belle. You did once.
But now, love's fucking gone.
That's true.
Cue music. Cue my music.
Hey, Scrooge, real quick, I wrote this song for you. Can you like just... I just need to get this out here.
You're going to love it. You're never going to forget it.
And do not walk away.
And don't interrupt me either.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sing right over you.
Yeah. Imagine if like after they invented electricity, she just hands him a mixtape like, hey, you have to listen to this. But like, you won't see me again. So this is your last chance.
Golly. Shall we move on to the big boy ghost?
The Ghost of Christmas Presents. I met the Ghost of Christmas Presents at Bonnaroo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, which was weird because it was June.
How tall was he?
And he was on mushrooms.
And he said, "Know me better, man."
Did I say that already?
I
love it.
I remember...
Same.
As a kid, I was always pissed off at him, to be honest.
He's a jolly kid.
I was like, what is that? What are you saying to me? Know me better, man. What does that mean? What are you telling me right now?
It means let's hang out, dude.
Know me better, man.
How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to know you? I don't. Nick did tell me last night that was an old greeting and an old saying that I was not aware of at all. I was so annoyed as a kid whenever I would watch. Know me better. What? Why? How? What's your favorite color? Tell me. But I had an idea that this ghost has ADHD.
Oh yeah.
Because he said my brain is only present, like he only thinks about like the now. So like everything he just said, he can't remember.
Lived experience.
I love that. He's like, this is Bob Cratchit's house. And Ebenezer's like, this is Bob Cratchit's house? He's like, how did you know that?
You just told me. Oh, well, sometimes I'm trustworthy.
God, it's such a funny movie. Such a classic.
It really, really, really is. This ghost, did you see the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Was that a CGI-like one? Okay.
It was a Polar Express, like Uncanny Valley one, yeah.
I don't think I saw that one.
I saw it in theaters. I couldn't tell you if I liked it or not because I don't really remember.
It's terrifying. The Christmas present ghost in that one is so fucking terrifying. Like you see him like slowly decay and like die. And yeah. And so watching this one is so much better. I prefer this version of Christmas Present because he's just slowly aging a bit here and there.
Yeah. And I like how they do it too with like his beard and hair like slowly going gray.
Yeah, he just looks like Santa by the end of it, to be honest.
No getting better, man.
No me better, man. What? Stop that. Nick was actually telling me how they did the puppet because you see it's just a human body and then someone's controlling the head to make the mouth movements, which is really intricate. But this, because he walks out into like, this is Christmas Present, right? Like he does that whole song of It Feels Like Christmas. And to your point earlier of what you were saying, Adele, about like it feels like Christmas, but what is that feeling? And that is the I genuinely don't get the appeal of Christmas. Like as a kid, they always say it's not about the presents. It's not about the presents. It's not about the presents. But when you only focus on the presents at Christmas time, and that's the only joy and magic you get from Christmas time, it then just becomes about the presents. So now I truly, genuinely don't get the appeal of Christmas. And so when they're out in the streets, like, oh, it feels like Christmas. It's like, what does that mean? Like, what are you excited about in this moment? Like, what is the magic to you? What does that mean to you? And that's just something I don't get. I really don't get people who are like, oh, I love Christmas. Like, what do you love about it? Because the magic feeling I had as a kid was like, oh, there's a guy up in the North Pole, and he's like making my gift right now for me specifically.
It's a great question that I don't have the answer to. I feel like outside of presents being a kid, I feel like the magic for me was like, Tim and I talked about this the other day, driving around looking at Christmas lights with my family. Like we would just all pile into the car, get hot chocolate, and just look at Christmas lights. But like, that's more of a modern thing. I don't think they had Christmas lights in Ebenezer Scrooge's time. So I really don't know. I think it's just the overall trying to just be nice to each other. But again, why can't we just do that all the time? Why do we have to designate a day?
Almost like some people need positive or negative reinforcements to make them want to do good.
Interesting.
Whereas some of us are like, maybe we can just do good all the time.
Crazy thought. Maybe just be nice.
Yeah. It's like we should have 4 holidays. Just 4. Like, disregard what I mean when I say like we should have days off often. We shouldn't get that like as a government hub, but like we should have 4 holidays throughout each season of the year.
Okay,
where
Rich.
we act.
All right, Rich.
Yeah, sorry to steal again from paganism. But like if we can't just designate one time of the year to be chill. Now, we can't just have one.
No, it's counterproductive to the human race. I think we just need to be nice and jolly. You don't have to be nice and jolly all the time because we all have our bad days, but like we should at least try. We should at least try to be mindful of our own mental health and of each other.
Yeah. And maybe not designate the time where everyone has to travel to see the people that they love during the worst weather of the fucking year.
Yeah, agreed.
I get that.
So maybe someone doesn't have to save Christmas every goddamn year. Also, I didn't bring this up earlier, but I've never seen Ernest anything.
That's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. That character started, I think, in commercials and then turned into like this wild character in all these movies and shit. So
I've seen one GIF of Ernest, and it's like something about Halloween, and it's him just looking at the camera going, "Is like, eat this burger breath." That's it.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm sure if you watched it now, you'd be like, and this was funny.
Cut that in. Cut that into the earlier creative corner. Anyway, but yeah, so we got to the Christmas present guy, Know Me Better Man. They go to Tiny Tim's house where Miss Piggy and Kermit, I think this is the first time we see them with kids. First and only.
Boys are frogs.
That's an absolute. Don't ask no questions.
Yep. And
Girls, pigs, boy, frog.
Kermie and Miss Piggy be dude, was Kermie was Miss Piggy like trying to get it all fresh with Kermie? Like,
yeah, she squeezed his butt. It made a little squeaky sound.
Yeah.
Kermit frog butt.
She's trying.
Kermit.
She's like, hey, if Tiny Tim goes down, we'll have a couple backups. Don't worry.
Yeah. Kermit and Miss, you married Miss Piggy and got busy.
Super busy.
Was it Forky?
Yeah. And I do think it's funny that the boys are frogs and the girls are pigs. But dude, if they would have done some like fucking abomination combination of both, I'd have been like, okay, that's not necessary.
Just a green pig. There's nothing wrong with a green pig.
Pink frog.
It pans over to one thing that's like an amorphous blob, and it's like, kill me.
End my suffering.
Dude, I wish that was Tiny Tim. That would have made sense. He's like, kill me. And Scrooge is like, no, I must change so I can save this poor creature.
I know who will save him. A big goose.
Money.
So
Money will save this child.
Money and a goose. Put that money in that goose. We need to save a sick boy.
I kept changing or going back into this direction because I kept imagining like if Jeff Bezos was put in this situation where Scrooge was sitting here going like, oh no, Tiny Tim, and then Bezos is like,
Yeah.
I walks in, starts burning hundreds on the fire. Is like,
and that's the probability, dude. A billionaire from right now would walk into that house, grab Tiny Tim, snap his neck, and be like, "There you go."
Yeah, problem solved.
What are you gonna do?
Give me another $1 billion. I deserve it.
What are you gonna do? Call the police? I'll make bail. Fuck you.
If the penalty is a fine, that means rich people get to break the law. That's all it means.
Yeah. And that's why this movie is just, it's so funny to me watching it because Scrooge is genuinely just a cool, like he's a chill, fine guy. If a girl didn't write a diss track about him, I think he'd be pretty okay. I think he'd pull through and he would have been fine.
Dude, but here's the thing. That's another thing I think they hit directly like nail on the head because, dude, Elon Musk is a fucking dork because women don't want anything to do with him. That is exactly. Yeah. So he's like, I need $1 billion. If he was just a guy at a fucking card shop, people would be like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Bro, he'd get so bullied. Do you remember when him and Grimes had like similar profile pictures where it was like an anime character looking down and her anime character looking up, and they had matching. They'd get bullied.
They are the cringe couple at every high school had one. The dude probably thought he was like straight out of the movie The Crow.
Everyone's going to try to be the Crow because they think they're going to be looking cool as the Crow, so no one's allowed to be the Crow. Cut to me as the Crow. Princess. But yeah, so that's actually the depiction of the movie. Tiny Tim is dying, and Scrooge actually gives a shit.
I know, dude. That's the thing that like kind of just sat in the back of my head the whole movie. I'm like, no billionaire today would go through this and be like, I need to change.
Like, I gotta move, get a different house. They just leave.
What are you talking about? You got chains, like a link by a link for every bed. I'm gonna have the most chains. Me,
diamond crusted chains.
I'm just gonna be rattling around, and you're gonna go, oh, look at that guy with all those chains. I'm gonna be the cool guy with all the chains. What was the other thing?
Hundreds of billions of chains.
I forgot I wrote this. How does Tall Boy Tim feel about Tiny Tim?
Bro, that's my nickname in high school.
Was Tall Boy Tim or Tiny Tim?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Tall Boy.
Oh, Tall Boy.
I like Tiny Tim in this movie. Isn't that like, but in the Muppets universe, isn't that Kermit's like nephew, Robin?
Ah, yes.
Oh, you know your Muppets.
Muppet lore.
I want to say that Robin may have gotten to Muppet Babies. I don't remember. I don't know how I remember the Robin lore, but
I know there's a Muppets movie where Kermit was going to be dissected in a science class.
wait,
Saw
is
that
this
one.
real?
Yeah, like that was like the depiction of the movie was that like Kermit was being captured and there's a kid who was going to dissect him.
What the fuck? And then he cuts
Hold
him
on.
open and it's just like somebody's hand.
Kermit dissected. Kermit dissection movie. Swamp Years. Kermit's Swamp Years 2002. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, same.
Sounds weird.
They travel outside their homes in the swamps of the Deep South and they get captured and they're going to be dissected. Anyway, I bring that up because I think Robin's in that movie and I think he gets very close to being dissected.
Jeez Louise,
It
man.
looks like such a happy movie.
They're gonna get dissected. There's a cool crocodile puppet.
Ghost of Christmas Future.
Nope.
Smash. That's a good puppet. I like
I
that
was
alligator.
I was gonna ask you. It's Christmas yet to come. I go back and forth on this design. What do you guys think of that?
I like it. Spooky.
Yeah, that was
He's
creepy.
got a little proportion problem. You can tell he's got short little legs there. I like it.
When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be Fozzie Bear. And when I saw Fozzie Bear earlier, I was like, so it's not going to be Fozzie Bear. I thought it was going to be a Muppet. And it's not really a Muppet. It's just the Grim Reaper.
Well, that's how it is in all the Christmas Carol movies. Kind of like a Grim Reaper type.
No, in Looney Tunes, it was Taz.
I didn't know they made a Looney Tunes Christmas Carol.
There was a Looney Tunes one where Daffy was Scrooge, and he like ran a mall, and Taz was he was dressed as a Reaper, but he was Taz.
Was there a Mickey Mouse one too, or is this the same one?
There had to have been a Mickey Mouse one.
Feel like I vaguely remember a Mickey Mouse themed one, and was it Donald Duck was Ebenezer?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
What? Because don't they have a Scrooge McDuck? Don't they have?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
For is he DuckTales?
Yeah.
Yeah, DuckTales. Woo! But I do like the way that they depict Yet to Come because I think he's actually the most intimidating of all of the versions I've seen. Like he looks so weird, and it's just this garbage bag looking head.
Very open, and you don't see anything.
Exactly.
Gaping.
I forgot I wrote this down. I said, guess who else has yet to come?
Wow. Scrooge, because he got dumped.
Oh, that's true. He's been edging this whole time. That's why.
He's so mad.
He's so pissed. He's like, I'm gonna make sure that none of these people have money because then that'll make it easier for me to come.
Sound logic, I think.
Yeah.
Was it the fact that this is like a kids movie that they really played up the? Well, whose name could be on the gravestone?
There was a part where Scrooge points to a different grade. So
This
like
one?
this one over here. He's like,
It's
nah,
this
bitch, that one. The one I'd be pointing at.
He stretches his hand even further. Doesn't say a goddamn thing because Scrooge knows. He's like, things can change. I promise you. I loved it earlier when the fucking spider guy was like basically paying for all of this random shit that off this dude that just died. And he's like, I got his blanket. And Scrooge is like, wait a second, that's my fucking blanket.
I was like, he doesn't recognize any of his stuff.
He definitely recognized. He's like, that's my blanket. That's my blanket. Because the spider's like, I don't pay extra for the warmth. You should. It's the only warmth he ever had. And he turned around. He's like, I see. Yes, I see why you're showing this to me. It's because I could end up this way. Let's go now. I've learned my lesson.
That spider was tickling those ladies. You little freak.
I mean, he's got 8 legs. What else he's going to do with them? Otherwise, they just sit there and atrophy.
Great excuse.
Hey,
I got 2 hands. What am I supposed to do with
If you
them?
don't use them, you're gonna lose them. So
Your Honor, I have 8 legs. What else will I be doing with them? They each need a job.
So what
This
if
one's
7 of them are
grabby.
tickling ladies.
This one's tickly. This one's grabby. This one's steely.
This one's gropey. This one's pokey.
This one's lefty and righty.
These 3 work together a lot.
Gropey, pokey,
This-
chokey.
This one's lefty and righty. I know it's confusing because lefty is on my right and righty is on my left.
Think
But
of it like stage lefty and stage righty. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
that was good.
Good stuff. Yeah, way to be an entire piece of shit your whole life, Ebenezer, and be like, oh, wait, I'm going to die one day? All right, back up.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Wait a minute. This life thing isn't for life? Isn't for permanency?
Wait, I'm going to die, and when I'm dead and can't really have an opinion, nobody else really gives a shit? No, I must change my ways.
I like how he never assumed people were talking shit about him, even
No.
though he was the biggest piece of shit. It's like, these people don't actually like me?
I know those men. Who do they talk about? The fucking
Who do they speak?
It was like, oh yeah, we just had breakfast. What should we do now? How about lunch? Good idea. And they all just take off.
And that's that. So we learned that we're all going to die. So now we're going to change our ways and be good.
Yep.
2 things I forgot to mention from the Ghost of Christmas Past. I know to go that far is Rubber Chicken Factory. Fozzie Bear.
It was Fozzie's.
Yeah.
It was Fozzie Bear's Rubber
He's a
Chicken
funny
Factory.
guy.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. As a kid, wait, Rubber Chicken Factory? What's going on here? But then going back to the present, when he went to his nephew's house and they're like, what is this? An unwanted creature? No, most of the time, yes. And just roasting his uncle
Yep.
because he didn't show up for Christmas. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I said it. It was a cat. It was clearly a cat. He was trying to play along. The whole he wants to have fun. He's a fun-loving dude. But that girl wrote one song, and it was over for him.
One diss track and the whole mentality shifts.
He
What do
went
we call
red-pilled after
Canon
that.
event? It's a canon event.
He took the red pill. But jumping back to Christmas Yet to Come, when he shows that Tiny Tim is dead, and Scrooge is like, no, he
Boy,
also
just learned
died.
about 6 minutes ago.
He's also dead.
There's like a point where they're talking about like, you gotta be happy, you gotta be generous. Do it for Christmas. Do it for the spirit of Christmas. And it's like, don't do it for Christmas. Do it for yourself. Do it for the people around you. Don't do it for Christmas. Be a nice person because it's a good thing to do.
You're not allowed to mourn.
These people need consequences, negative or positive, to tell them like, oh, yeah, maybe I should be a good person.
I don't know
there-
what I'm referring to, but my notes in here it just says, and I'm crying. I don't know what I was crying at.
Was it when he said, "Know me better, man"?
I think it was when the ghost was like slowly dying and they had like a little moment. I think that's when, because he was all like, now go and know him better, man.
Oh, when the sparkly started happening. Yeah. That was actually, in that moment, great practical effect watching the fog roll in. A huge spout of fog just starts rolling, and you can see Michael Caine it's coming through, and he just like stops. He's like, is it going to get me? And then it finally like spreads over. I love that practical effect. I love fog. Ask Nate. I'll try to get a fog machine in any scene we have. It's like, all right, Nate, you're getting sprayed with fog. Act.
The brief ambiance.
It really does. It really does. But when Tiny Tim was dead and he also died, I guess within the same day?
It sounded like it was a couple days prior to him finding out. Because he's all like, they said that Kermit or Bob Cratchit was walking slower from home from the last few days. So it sounds like it was very recent, which I guess the timeline is messy. We don't know.
So like that was my other question is like, how many Christmases ahead is this?
That's a good question.
If it's the very next Christmas and they're like, you got a year to turn this whole shit around, like, I mean, I get it, but if it's not next year and it's like Christmas is ahead, Tiny Tim was like 26, And finally it was like, he got hit with the motorcycle. And I'm just down. They're like, oh no. And he's like, no, I have to stop this. I have to make sure motorcycles don't exist.
Tiny Tim's 40. They're like, what happened? You got COVID, dude. Finally.
You don't. And Ebenezer's like, yes, COVID.
Yes.
That's what they all say.
Oh, so he wakes up and it was all one dream. It was all a dream that took place over one night.
Yeah. Spirits did all in one night, he said.
But damn, they good.
It was all a dream.
Those spirits come and they come fast.
And hard.
And sometimes yet. Damn it. I was like, I gotta get there.
Yeah.
Man, did he used to read Word Up magazine?
Why do I know? I don't know.
It was all a dream. He used to read Word Up magazine. Yeah, that was, that's about it. I do like the shot of him holding on to the ghost of Christmas yet to come and then like falling into his bed like he's holding on to sheets.
That was a good transition.
Yeah. I like to think that it wasn't a dream and that it was the spirits. And I think that's going back into the rich elite motherfuckers who kind of need it. I feel like there needs to be some sort of force in the world that is kind of like that parent teacher like thing that like, hey, come on now, like time out, like yellow card, like come on. And these ghosts specifically should be the answer.
Bring back ghosts.
Bring them back. Stop the Ghostbusters. They're being funded by billionaires.
This anti-ghost propaganda is just, not all of them are bad.
No, I have had this conversation.
Just a couple or two, a few bad apples.
I have a cousin BJ who's a big Christian, like scared of like demons, Satan stuff all the time. And I've had this conversation that if Ouija boards are real, we should be using them for science to communicate with the dead and to create this new realm. And every time he's like, no, you're going to get possessed. And I'm like, no, dude, maybe we
this over.
Exactly. Maybe we just don't understand. Maybe I'm going to meet a demon who's like, man, I don't get all these stereotypes. My name is Jeff. How you doing? And he's just a chill guy. And he's just like, you're going to meet a demon who's going to tell you his name is Jeff. And then he's going to take you to hell. But bring him back. Take over the billionaires. Tell them to be nice.
Haunt their asses.
Yeah.
Although immediately Ebenezer's like, it was all a dream. Okay, let's. I'll do good now. It was just a dream. I can change it all.
Well, he could have been like, it was just a dream. None of it was real. I'm going to go back to being an asshole.
Yeah.
True.
So
a piece of...
I think it was more than just a dream.
Right. Well, that's how it would play out like today.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a dream. Anyway.
Just to
kill for $1 million, right?
It's just a piece of undigested beef.
Yes. That's what it was. It was some of that raw milk I drank before dinner.
It was some of that bad meat that we have because we have no EPA and FCA, whatever the fuck they are.
They're in the trash.
Yeah.
So he gets a Christmas. Was it a goose or a turkey or
goose?
A goose.
The one that's
a turkey.
It was a goose. I believe it was a goose because he's like
me.
the one that's bigger than you. How am I supposed to fucking carry it?
Oh shit! So, not my problem.
When he's going on his like, okay, time to be good streak. There was something that happened, and I read about this too because it confused people, and even Adele like mentioned it. So he's got all of his like worker mice, and they're always talking about how fucking cold it is, and literally said like, hey, if you give us Christmas off, you can save money on heating the place, even though you don't actually fucking do that. So what does he give them all as gifts?
Baskets of coal.
Right. And what do children equate getting coal as gifts?
Be naughty.
So they're like, what did these fucking little mice do, man? They didn't do nothing.
I'd like to think they also got raises along with their coal.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that confused a lot of people. Like, what did they do wrong to get coal? And it's like, no. It's so they can be warm.
Yeah, he's not Santa.
It's just him, like, doubling down. He's like, no, fuck you. Fuck you.
Passive-aggressive gifts to everyone.
I need a follow-up. Did Scrooge continue to be nice or
Right.
just for Christmas? He was only nice on Christmas.
Yeah.
No, he kept thinking about that song. It plays over and over in his head.
The
Love is gone.
love is gone.
But when he goes to his nephew specifically, that's the one that makes me laugh every time because it comes in all like, I want to be in the perspective of these people who saw him yesterday and then saw him the next morning and he's just like on Quaaludes or something.
He's having a manic episode.
That's just my uncle. He'll be back to normal tomorrow.
Yeah. It's like, he's dying, I think. I don't know what's happening right now.
I do love when Beaker gives him his scarf, though, and adds a little bit of color to his design.
That was very sweet. I love the gift that he gives Kermit and Miss Piggy at the end, which is the gift of hosting a party to 90% of the town
In
your
their house.
tiny ass little house.
Mind
Plus-
if I bring everybody?
Yeah, not to mention, sorry to point this out, that bird is not cooked when they bring it into the house.
Yeah, you know how long that shit's gonna take?
So
I was gonna...
Hours cooking that goose.
You know the one you were cooking last night? Get rid of it. It's
awesome.
out of here.
It's garbage.
Nah.
Let's sit here for the next 8.5 hours while we cook this one. And I send out personal invites to every single person in Muppet that lives in this fucking town.
There's a fucking, as they were going to the credits, they go outside of the house. There's a fucking line out the door, down the street, waiting to get this goose.
Yeah, that goose ain't gonna last.
No.
No, that goose just should have been for his family. Like, why are you giving it to everybody?
I love... My favorite part of this movie has always been, and I used to go back and put in the VHS, just rewind it to that part and watch it, is when Scrooge was like, hold on, I need to gaslight them real quick. I need to fuck with them so hard just for a little tiny moment here. The clown blood in this man.
It sets up that perfect, like, Miss Piggy ready to lay into him.
She's ready to stick up for her man.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that.
That there goes Mr. Tall Boy. Well, he's like, all right, why aren't you at the office? He's like, you gave us the day off. He's like, would I do that? Would I? It's like about
Sound like me? Oh, what? I'm just gonna show up with a goose 3 times the size of your goose and 90% of the town and throw a party?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So he just snaps his fingers and that's
She's like, I'm giving you a raise. A raise. Dude, imagine that's how the bosses talk to you. Like, you're getting a fucking raise.
Okay.
You're not gonna go anywhere else. You're staying with me. That's my favorite part of the movie.
yeah,
That's a good part.
the double bluff.
My favorite part was when he wakes up from his dream and then before he leaves the house, he like checks himself in the mirror like a diva. He's like, do I look okay?
All right, I look fine. You, there, boy. Tell me, what day is it?
I do love when he...
It's fucking Christmas Day, it is.
Here's 5 coins. Go! Run!
He drops the bag of coins and it just like completely annihilates the little rabbit. He's like, you other boy.
I do like when...
Coins off this dead body. Go grab me a goose.
Oh, wait, is he a rabbit? Take him too!
Yeah.
We'll cook him.
I do love when Gonzo's like narrating that right after that because he's like, and the boy was off like a shot and
Yeah.
the rabbits just run right into him.
Yeah. Those little bits, them being outside of a place outside the window, and then the person opening the window and throwing them off. Like they do that a couple times, and it's funny every time.
Yeah.
It's always a good bit.
That's that. There you have it. That's the Muppet Christmas Carol.
A Christmas classic.
I genuinely think so. And you know what? I'm glad they like played it straight. I'm glad they made it like a serious, genuine movie with just like hints of goof here and there. But it's a good film. But it makes me wonder. Like, did you watch this movie as a kid and think it was boring?
No.
I was my favorite Christmas Carol as a kid. All the other Christmas carols were boring to me.
That makes
sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I found the TV musical with Kelsey Grammer where I was like, I like this one too. But this one was always my favorite. It was just easier to kind of grasp, especially as a kid, and to be invested because of the Muppets. Just, it is the British way. Like that always made me laugh very heavily. And then Fozzie Bear, obviously. I think it was just the easiest thing to like kind of push culture onto children was by wrapping it in the Muppets, and the Muppets take themselves. An idea I've started like talking about with my friends is like taking fun seriously and putting effort to having fun. A friend of mine just gave me the rules of their room drinking game, and when you watch The Room and you do a drinking game, they're like, every time we give this, we add the person like a little chain letter of the people who like sent this down the road of like, this was Steve, this was Jeremy, this was blah 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 blah, and like because they started doing this in college, and every person gets to add their own drinking rule to it, and they take it seriously. You take the fun seriously. And I think that's where the magic is born. And that's why I think the Muppets is so great, is because they take the fun seriously. There's a bunch of goofs and gags around here, but it's serious. Like Gonzo whispering, like, no, it's actually Brit. Like, no, we're not in America. Like, that's funny. That is just funny, and there's a seriousness to what they're doing. And I think that's why the Muppets is so timeless. Like, Christmas Carol is timeless, Muppets, timeless.
So Muppet Christmas Carol makes sense that it would be like double timeless.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Muppets, I honestly think Muppets should still like be making more stuff. Like I know Disney Plus, blah, but they own it at everything. But every movie that they can do with the Muppets has the potential to be a timeless film that like kids can watch. Like go watch Muppets Take Manhattan. Go take the original Muppets movie, like The Rainbow Connection. It's all, to this day, still so timeless because the jokes are great and it's just a good story. And they take it seriously. God, I did not watch this movie, but did you guys ever hear about Happy Time Murders?
Oh, I'm familiar with it. I won't watch that.
Yeah, me neither.
It's so fucking terrible.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's like a movie with Muppets, but it's like a murder mystery. And it's very like raunchy, and I think it was like
2018.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy is in it. She's the only human, and it's supposed to be like Muppets in the real world, like if like murders and like
there's Muppets having sex and
essentially there's this one where they're like, you're a victim of incest to a Muppet thing, and it's just got like one. It's gross. It's not. They don't take it seriously. They don't take the puppets seriously. The puppets are the gag, which is not how you do puppets or Muppets in general.
Right. Huh. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it, but then I was like, nah, it's not. It just ruins the spirit of puppetry in general. And with the Henson Company still going, like they made the Five Nights at Freddy's puppets. I don't like those movies, but I think those puppets are amazing.
Yeah.
But that Happy Time Murders, it was a Henson film?
So, like, the story that I heard was, like, there were always people in the Henson Company family, whatever, they're super against the idea.
Oh.
So it was like, once the certain people were no longer with us, they're like, let's do it. And it was not good.
It's not. And like, if you're going to make a movie with puppets, you're going to go to the Henson Company no matter what. So doesn't make it necessarily a Henson project. They just make really great puppets and they take the puppetry seriously. And I think that's the reason why this movie is so timeless, is because it just takes it seriously.
Yeah, that was 100% the move to make it serious. If it would have just been like slapstick, like gag after gag, like always just jokes and not, I don't know, it wouldn't have been the same, I think. So
no. I think
next movie we'll do the Dark Crystal, which is extras.
Bro, you have no idea. Me and Eddie, one of the cosplays Eddie has always wanted to do is a Skeksis.
Why doesn't he do it?
Because it's hard to make a Skeksis costume.
We'll all come together.
Yeah, honestly, but we to this day we sometimes just go, Love that movie. I used to have a theory that everyone had a VHS copy of the Dark Crystal in their attic somewhere. Like, that was always my theory, because every time I met someone.
Every attic is built, and then they insert the copy of the Dark Crystal. So even if you never owned it, your attic does.
Yeah.
I really like this movie, like, a lot. It's very good. I think this is one you can watch every year.
Sure.
Not get sick of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to do a grade for this movie, or do we just want to say, hey, this was a fucking great movie?
I mean,
did we do grades for The Grinch?
I don't remember.
I don't think so. It would have been S tier across.
I was going to say SSS. I would just say, if I was going to do one for this movie, I would just say an A+. Only because The Grinch is a movie that I would watch in the summer, whereas this I'd watch it in only at Christmas, but. So I'd given an A+.
Yeah,
I get that.
I'm buying that.
Yeah, I respect that.
I'd buy that.
I'd buy that for 1 shilling. Yeah, great stuff. I think so. I guess that pretty much covers it for the Muppet Christmas Carol. Unless there was anything else you guys wanted to add.
Is there anything in my notes that I forgot? I don't think so. Oh, right here. I quoted it. We're Marley and Marley. Whoa!
Beautiful. Well, I think that's going to do it for the episode as far as the movie portion of it. But I figured since we haven't recorded in a while, this would be a good time to kind of put a timestamp for us to just, talk about what's been going on with us personally in the last... has it? I think it's been about 2 months since we uploaded our very, very last episode.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say, from a podcast standpoint, we have still gotten, still getting some pretty consistent listens and comments and stuff like that.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to actively be thank you so much. One thing that was kind of weird that blew my fucking mind is we ended up on quite a few people's Spotify Wrapped. So thank you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is, being a part of a Spotify Wrapped was never on my bingo card, but it's very nice that it happened.
Yeah.
What an honor.
Very much so. And if we are speaking of honors, I would like to also take this time to point out that I now have the honor of calling Adele my wife.
Oh, that's very sweet. And I have the honor of calling you my husband.
It's true. Adele and I got married as fuck.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I think that's what the officiant said at the end. She's like, you guys are married as fuck.
And now I pronounce you married as fuck.
Yeah. It was beautiful. So,
yeah,
we did that. We had a honeymoon, which was very nice.
It was a good honeymoon, good wedding, good everything.
Yeah. And
decent October.
Yeah. It was good. We didn't celebrate Halloween, though.
Yeah, we really
felt
didn't.
Weird.
I think we tried to watch some stuff, but a lot of the stuff that was on my list, really fell through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Same. We watched the Halloween episode of As Told by Ginger because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. I was oh, this is anti-witch, anti-pagan. I was like,
Oh, was it?
Thing, but yeah. It was
Damn.
We did a musical on the Salem witch trials.
Was it?
Yep.
It wasn't hey,
we did bad? Or was it yeah, we did it?
Yeah, essentially. And I was like, oh, I don't remember any of this.
I think there's a character on that show that has powers and is afraid of people finding out they have powers. That was my favorite character of the whole show. That was actually
Anyway, which is bad. Somebody wants to
The grass is much greener.
I know. So, like, at any given time, I'm constantly switching between projects. So that's usually the only thing I'm really working on. When we were doing Halloween, Halloween did come and go for us. I'm glad we went to that haunted house and actually did something spooky. That was really fun for me.
Dude, that haunted house was such a great experience because Adele and I had done this with a haunted house before, to where like the day and time we went was like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We got there, we waited in line for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes at most. But then by the time we left, I saw people in line that I'm like, you're going to be there for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, absolutely. When we left the haunted house that we all went to, like the line was out the tent. Like,
Yeah.
bad.
I was going to say that was the first time that I was like at a haunted house on time when it opened, and I was so grateful for it. I was so happy that we got out of there.
That's the way. Adele and I, a lot of times when we do a haunted house, we try to get there on like, if we can, we're like, hey, if they're open on a Wednesday, let's
Wednesday,
fucking do
right when it opens?
Wednesday the second it opens.
Yeah, because not only is it at the beginning of the night so people are fresh, it's also at the beginning of their work week. So they're like extra fresh, the actors. Because like, speaking from someone who worked in a haunted house all season, like that shit, like by the end of the season, you're taking a toll. Like you are not putting in your 100% effort to scare these people.
Yeah. And we did do it pretty early on in the season. So I was looking, and I had also volunteered at that same haunted house before. So I was like waiting to get to my room that I remember being in. And I was like, I was judging. I was judging. I was like, whoa, what are you doing there? You should have been over there. Why are you moving around? You should have waited. I was just,
Lesson.
I was like, I've learned that.
I've played these games before.
I still haven't watched the season 3 of Squid Games because I'm so scared.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm so scared. Yeah.
It's okay. Something Adele and I watched all of, and I should have made it a creative corner at some point, but Adele and I watched the entire series of Mr. Robot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I cannot recommend that show enough, and I don't want to give away too much about it, but because like the less you know, the better. But that was a show that, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's
So
scary.
It's less scary and more like, well, I guess existential is pretty scary.
Marley and Marley. But we stayed in on Halloween and we watched a few things. I forgot what we watched. I tried to watch a bunch of stuff. I flirted with the idea of rewatching Season of the Cursed just for old time's sake, but I kind of put that off because I'm still in the middle of the sequel. I got together with a couple of my friends to shoot a found footage scene down at this like dam at this park, and I was trying to get into the dam because there's a bunch of graffiti down there, and I wanted to get a lot of cool shots in there, and I was so pissed because in the few years that I have been there, they locked it up, and so I couldn't get in there, and it was just me trying to we figured it out. I was trying to redo the scene in order to make it work better for the found footage, but we did that that was my Halloween, was doing this found footage thing with a bunch of my friends, which was it was pretty fun. I enjoyed that, but recently I'm just trying to go back and forth between all of these projects and not trying to get too burnt out on each one. I literally jumped from Satkatu filming to finally finishing, I say this, I promise, I swear to God, finally finishing the final draft of the Doorman script to actually be able to go back, and I just have to cast 2 roles, and I already think I have 1 casted. I'm going to record all the lines again. Some of the lines we've already done, but I've added a lot. But once I get through those, I am going to finally cut together and film the scenes, and it should be done. But I don't want to call my shot yet because I remember calling out that, oh yeah, the Sokka 2 trailer is going to come out soon. And then I realized I have no footage of me for the trailer at all. But working on that, and now that I've done that, I started working with Blender, learning that. That's honestly, it's easier than I thought it was going to be. It's really intimidating trying to learn a new program, new software, but messing around with that, messing around with Animate, and I recently jumped back into editing Puzzle Valley episodes. So that's what I've been up to the past couple months.
It's that creator mentality, man. You always got to be making something.
Yeah.
Right around the same time, Adele started getting very into jewelry making, and I got a 3D printer, and I've been learning that. And so, yeah, there are days where it's like, we're both like, what do we create?
I mean, it's a lot. Sometimes it was a whirl. Sometimes it's a whirlwind. I remember like a month ago when I was working on all of it, like almost at the same time, where my ADHD was like, I got to do this and then I do this and jump it back and forth. And I think at one point I was like, boy, I sure hope that Tim and Adele don't ask me to do the podcast anytime soon, because I am not ready.
We took a nice little break.
Yeah. I knew a break was going to happen, so that it was okay. I think seeing quite a few people reach out to me, people I know like in my personal life, and be like, oh, hey, look, your podcast is on my Spotify Wrap. And I'm like, that's wild. And then seeing it on strangers and then being like, oh, that's really wild. And then because we're not releasing episodes regularly, I haven't looked at any like numbers or stats or whatever. And then I look at those and be like, oh, hey, whoa. People are still hanging around. So we had literally in the last week got 2 different comments on season 1, episode 1 and season 1, episode 5. So people are still finding us and they're going back. So this is the good news. You have an entire backlog of rewatching home movies. You can do like a re-listening to rewatching home movies little marathon. I personally, Adele called me the other day. I went back and listened to our first episode. The nostalgia of it and just hearing us, and the amount of foreshadowing in the first episode is pretty wild. But, that's just something that I knew what it was when we started it, and I was able to put a lot of attention and focus on it. And now that it's over and we don't really know what's next, it's hard to find that focus and attention. But then simultaneously being like, hey, people are still listening. I thought it was kind of appropriate to like, hey, let's do a Christmas movie to just get something to, put out. And it's still probably we're probably going to take another break right after this.
Yeah.
Got to figure it out.
I mean,
I think coming back for Christmas was a good move.
Yeah. Especially because last year we did the Grinch one, and I think that was also when we did the Moral Oral episode for like New Year's.
Same time, yeah.
Yeah. To pull back the curtain a little bit, we still haven't really had a conversation about what we want to do necessarily. I mean, I've had ideas like out the wazoo. Like every time I watch something, I'm like, oh, that'd be so fucking cool. We should do this one. I know I brought up doing As Told by Ginger as like an idea to revisit it, but I think the big issue that like Tim has brought up is that having the passion about a specific thing to like retread and to like do all the breakdowns and trying to create a structure for it and trying to figure out what the next thing we want to actually like focus on is kind of the hardest thing, because we have shows and stuff that we would like to do. It's just about like, how do we hold on to the people that enjoy the thing that we're pushing out in the first place? And my first thought, I guess, was to like stick down the Adult Swim path, because that's a bit of a niche. I know Tim's brought up Mission Hill. Ryan has been like, if you ever do Venture Brothers, just let me know. I'm like, I'm sure I would love doing it. I'm sure it would be a great show, but there's so much of that I'm just not ready for.
Yeah, for me, it's like rewatching home movies. I think was popular because people could hear it. People could hear our love for the show and my passion for the show and my love for you guys and our chemistry together. And, everything kind of fell into place as like, yeah, this is what the show is. This is what we talk about. And this is who we are. And we don't want to like force that onto another show. We don't want to do anything like kind of, half-assed or whatever, because I'm afraid that's going to really tone down the quality of what
Right.
we did. And I don't want that. I want the next thing we jump into to be just as passionate, and I want the quality to be just as good. And the one thing I don't want to do is to try to force that or put a timeline on it that doesn't necessarily have to happen. We're all 3 functioning adults who have lives. Like, it's going to happen when it happens. So I don't know. I don't want to be pessimistic either. Like, I fucking missed this so much. I missed recording with you guys, and this was a blast, and getting back into the groove of things. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to take more time to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're kind of right in the middle of what are the quote unquote holidays.
The best time.
It feels like. What does it feel like? What does that mean? Explain it. I mean, I had a list that I remember. It depends on what direction we wanted to go, really, and like what feelings. Because if we wanted to make ourselves miserable for a change and just give us a real slog, I thought about Mr. Meaty, because I rewatched some of those episodes. Honestly, very funny. Puppets, we just talked about puppets. Drawn Together was one I know Tim's shaking his head. I threw out there very early as an idea of like how to make us just really hate this show and really go through it. So that's probably not going to happen. Metalocalypse was one that people brought up to go down, follow Brendan Small. If this wasn't already a podcast, Ed and Eddie that was my show. That was mine. Kids Next Door, we talked about Moral Oral, but that would be more of just a conversation about what that episode would bring. So it just depends on what we want to do and like what exactly the road we want to walk down or the conversation we want to have for the next however long the thing is.
Yeah.
I think the main concern is just burnout, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, and I know I've said it before, but whatever happens next will be definitely not a weekly endeavor.
I really liked the idea of doing like a YouTube channel where it was like a monthly upload.
Yeah. Yeah. I still have ideas for YouTube videos, and some of those will coincide. That could probably be like podcast episodes too. Yeah. That's just stuff we gotta figure out.
Yeah.
And life be lifing.
Yeah.
It do be lifing. I remember one of the ideas I had was to like introduce you guys to certain like moments throughout wrestling history, or like, for example, there was a Muppets episode of WWE where they had a Monday Night Raw, but the hosts were all Muppets. And oh yeah. And so canonically there's this wrestler Sheamus, and he is canonically related to Beaker from the Muppets based off of the show.
Oh, because he's a redhead?
Yeah, they're both redheads, and they're like, he's like, Sheamus says to him like, oh yeah, sorry I couldn't make it to the family reunion. So just like little moments like that throughout wrestling history, I thought about doing that as a show. It just depends on, again, what we actually want to do and like what we're passionate about. Like even doing like one-off episodes where Adele brings something of a topic up and we discuss that, or Tim or I, or So
yeah, I like that idea. Like almost like a creative corner show and tell, where every episode is one person's thing. And what I like about that is, that kind of gets us out of that box of we're doing this TV show or this specific thing. I want people to be able to say, hey, even if this is an episode about something I'm not familiar with or don't necessarily care about, it's 3 people that I do like talking about it. So
I especially love the Creative Corner idea as like kind of an anthology, because not only would I be able to force you guys to watch stuff that I like or make you sit through something that I like, but also the idea of bringing guests on who have stuff they want to showcase.
Yes,
Right.
I think that's a good idea too.
Well, and I mean, I think that's kind of like what rewatching home movies was, right? It was me taking this thing that I fucking love so much and taking two people in my life who I fucking love so much and just holding it up and being like, see? Huh? Sometimes I say random shit and you're like, I don't know what that is. And now it's here. It's a reference to this show from 25 years ago, huh?
And now I give you this curse. So now you have to explain what uh-oh means.
So I think that would be fun because it gives us a chance to show something we care about to some people we care about.
And I would love to have David on and see what he could tell us for about 4 hours.
We could do like a monthly movie podcast with David. That would probably be like 4 hours an episode.
Yeah. And you know what? I would enjoy it every second of it.
Yeah.
This is not a dig at you, David. We would enjoy every second of it.
Absolutely. So I think these are just some ideas we're spitballing. So, well, is there anything else we wanted to add about, I don't know, where the podcast is going and or what we've been up to, generals?
All I had was my jewelry thing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, I mean, the same thing is like I am literally just trying to finish. I just need a win. I need to finish one of these projects, whether it's an episode of Puzzle Valley, whether it's the fucking anchor tied to my soul doorman, or, you know, just trying to get a Sokka 2 going. We got a lot of scenes that we actually still have to do. We're trying to get it done by next October. So we got like a handful of scenes that we still have to do. But that's what I'm doing and what I'm going to be continuing to do.
Yep. And we're just going to keep on
keeping on.
There you go. All right, gang. I think that's going to do it for us. We will see you when we see you. I mean, yeah.
Did we have
a podcast?
Did we have a sign off? I can't remember.
I don't think we ever did. I think I would always just try to make some kind of referential joke, and then we would all go, bye.
Maybe we can go, we're Marley and Marley. Whoa! I'll accept it.
That's it. That's it. That's going to do it for this episode of Rewatching Some Movies. We'll be back whenever we're back. Until then, the crew of Rewatching Home Movies would like to wish you a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season, and we'll see you next year. Bye.